And we're back once again. So in today's video, we've got another 1968 Hot Wheels Redline, part of the original Sweet 16. This is the Beatnik Bandit. Now, this one I was kind of torn because it really didn't need much of a restoration. It is probably the nicest casting I've ever had. Look at it. I mean, around the edges, there's a little bit of paint missing, but other than that, it's in excellent shape. I believe I picked this up for about $7, so I figured we might as well go ahead and just tear it apart. It's $7. I already have the paint, and it should turn out really nice since it is already in great condition. Like I said, it's the best casting that I've ever had as far as from the start. Most of them are pretty beat up, pretty pitted, and that little area around the edges is not a big deal. So we're just going to dig right in. Just like all of the other Redline restorations, we're going to go ahead and mount this into our watch case vise and go ahead and use our center punch to get those holes started. Now, on this one, I'm not using the centering bit. I'm going to go ahead and just use a big bit just to hone those out. I'm not going to start with the thin one. We'll do that later. I go back and forth. Sometimes I use the centering bit. Sometimes I just use the thin bit and then, or the small bit rather, and then punch out the heads with the larger bit. But in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and do the larger bit and just get rid of those, the ends of those posts, and pull the case apart. I mean, look at the base on this thing. This thing is like, again, it's really good condition. I was torn, but it was only $7, and it makes for some video content. Even the wheels, I mean, they're a little scuffed up, but I'm not even going to replace those. There's no reason. And on some of these other restorations I've had on the channel lately, I have not been replacing the wheels. I used to replace them every time, but they're kind of inferior, and the new ones or the old ones are in good condition. Why bother? Right here, I'm just popping the motor out. It's plastic. It just simply clamps in there. Got a couple little tabs and just sits right in there. And now we're going to strip it. And there it is right there, bottom right. So, again, this is the same clip I've used in a lot of these videos. I did a lot of cars at once. Now, I did have some trouble getting in the nooks and crannies. So we're going to go ahead and just use our wire wheel brush to kind of get that out. And then we'll also use a toothpick in some other areas. It just, the paint was on here really well. Like I said, everything about this casting was like telling me not to touch it. But, can't leave well enough alone. So, but luckily a lot of it came out real easy. Here is our little foam or little cloth polishing pads. They're real soft. They are awesome. A little bit of mother's polish with those pads, and especially with this casting, it goes a really long way. I didn't have to sand anything. I mean, look at this. This casting is phenomenal. We'll just polish, and a little bit more polishing, and then after that we'll clean it up. And I think at this point we've probably polished it enough. So we're going to direct our attention to the motor. And I'm just taking a chrome liquid pen and just sprucing it up. It wasn't in terrible condition, but it did have some wear. That chrome plating, it's not even plating, but that plastic chrome plating, it does tend to wear off with age. So just going to make it look a little better. And there it is. Looks brand new. Again, this casting, it must have been very well kept. And I didn't get any video footage of the actual paint going on, but this is what it looks like after. I mean, it's excellent. And again, this casting was a dream to work with. Just very little prep. I'll go ahead and snap the engine back into place. It snaps in just as easy as it came out. Of course, I had to give it a couple tries here. I'm not sure what was going on, but I did get it in. And then after that, we'll put the glass and interior back in place. Now, I lost the footage, or I didn't take the footage. I did give that glass a little bit of a polish. It wasn't scratched. I just polished it up with some Plastex, and that was it. I didn't have to clear coat it or anything. Now, I did run into one problem. The back screw, or the post rather, was a little, it wasn't stripped out, but it didn't feel quite, it wasn't grabbing. So I dabbed a little bit of CA on there, and then put it back together, and I'll let it dry. Also, I put some activator on the actual screw itself, so once it bit in, it kind of grabbed, and I didn't have to worry about it falling out later on. And that was the only issue we had. Again, we did not replace the wheels. Didn't replace anything. I didn't even paint the rear tail lights. That's the condition they were already in. There was no reason to paint them. There was no reason to do anything to the base. And here it is. Looks great. And you can see all the other castings in the background. Again, this is going to be part of the eventual eBay auction. That's going to have all the Sweet 16. And I'll keep you posted on that. But if you do have any questions or comments, feel free to post those below. If you see any of the tools that I use in this video, you'd like to purchase them for yourself, check out the links below the video in the description. And as always, thanks for watching.